I'm Wendy Garrido, and in this video, I'm excited to go through and give you my honest and real and raw reactions to one of my favorite business and personal growth tools that I've been using for over a decade now, which are Leonie Dawson's annual goal setting workbooks. Every year it seems to go by a different name. I've been using these since 2013. I guess that's 14 years, which is more than a decade, but even more than a decade. And I just love them. Some years I only go through and fill out like 7 pages of them. Other years I go through and I fill out like 95% of the pages in the books. But it's always a good time to reflect and digest and kind of look at and celebrate and grieve the experiences of the past year for myself, and also then to sort of feel into my hopes and aspirations for the future. So this was particularly key for me when I was building my businesses when I was still married with my husband. I was using them religiously then, and was better about following through and looking at them throughout the year. And it's been a rough couple years the last few years, so I'm going to show you the latest one, which is the 2025 My Brilliant Year workbook. And then I'm also going to show you the one that she released a couple years ago, which is more of a generic one. So for a while, these were only available. I don't know if they were only available. I think they've always been available as digital print copies, but I've done them as digital. I used to order the print books all the time, and the last few years, since I got my iPad, I've gone digital only, which is kind of convenient. So I really love them, and we're going to go through and my point was that I just realized I didn't take my ADHD meds again today. Oh well, here we go. Which is kind of appropriate because Leonie was the recipient of the 2020 Authentic as Fuck Business Braveheart Awards that I created back in 2020. And her business is she's very, or she or they use both pronouns, is neurodivergent as fuck. And so what I love about these books is they can work for your neurodivergent brain, and you can jump around and just basically make it how you want it. But it used to be that every year there would be a new version that would be updated every year. And then at some point, I think it got a little bit much to be dealing with every year. And also when they're digital, and maybe it wasn't, what's the word? An evergreen version in print also. But I only got the evergreen PDFs, which I then just duplicate and fill out every year. So we're going to go through my 2023 version, which is what I have here on the left, and then the 2025 version, which is here. I have not reviewed either of the, I don't remember what I wrote on the left, and I haven't looked at the new one yet. So you're here with me to see it all in the raw. Is that what I guess? And I spent far too long trying to find a way where I could just scroll and have it scroll down in both windows at the same time. But alas, it's not possible from what I can tell on my Mac at this point in time. So here you can see another thing that I enjoy and appreciate about Leonie's business is that it is ever evolving, as is she. And so the cover is always a little bit different, but there's also a common thread. And this is something that's so important, I think, especially for more established business owners, to recognize that just because you are evolving your business forward, and it might look like it's going in a very different direction, the commonality is you and the energy that you bring to it. And even though you are evolving, there are parts of you, these core parts of you, that are going to be the same. And so similarly, you know, her handwriting is pretty much the same in them. The color scheme is a similar palette, and yet they are quite different. So let's dive in. So page one. And I am also going to be, I don't know how long we'll last on this, but I'll just show you on my iPad. Like, this is when I'll be like, fill it out as I go. And, you know, I don't need to add contact details because it's a PDF, and I don't really usually draw a photo, but so this is like the same concept in all of these. The second page is always kind of like this. Then let's see, the third page in the old one was the contents. In the fourth one is the dedication. I'm going to skip over that. Oh, you know what? I think there are entire chunks of the old book that I just deleted from my PDF so that I don't have to go through it every year, that are like the testimonials. So we'll see when we get to that page if it's different. Okay, so table of contents. Yeah, it looks like she got more specific this year. Let's, how to use it. Yeah, like gratitude, review, completion circle, those are all sort of in the last year's review over here. But this new table of contents definitely looks easier to find the things that you want. Okay, here's where we get to the part where I like deleted a bunch of pages, because I was like, I don't need to go through these testimonials every year. But if you know Denise Duffield-Thomas, I mean, she has a multi-7-figure business. And these are, I know she's been using these from the very beginning. And I think it's interesting how these planners just meet you at the level that you're at in your business. Schedule in your goals, look at the calendar. You're the average of the 5 people you spend your time with. So same concepts, just sort of redone. That's a lot of work to redo these without really substantially changing them. Regularly look at your goals. This is the part that I don't always do so well, but oops, where'd that go? Let's see. I think it's better if I just use my arrow keys. This is interesting. I mean, it's this graphic that actually does help me. And maybe this is something you already do regularly and it's just me that doesn't, but maybe you don't. But I do feel like it's helped me, and some of my best years have been when I am regularly reviewing these things or have my stuff up on a wall. So it's just been a lot of change and flux in my life this year. So it kind of feels nice to be getting back into this and being like, oh yeah, I remember when I had a wall calendar, because I had a wall and I knew that I was going to be looking at that wall all year round, and it wasn't an Airbnb wall at some point, because I actually had something like this printed out and I was taking it with me from Airbnb to Airbnb, and it got to be too much. So let's see. Okay, so then that other page just combined with this. Why learn from Leonie, little sales pitchy thing. I might have deleted that in other years. Do you need to fill out this whole workbook for it to work? Let's see. Maybe I deleted that part too from my version over here. But the answer is always no. Something's better than nothing, which I love that, and I agree. Okay, so here's the results. So I think I deleted that part on my side. You need to refill it out? No, because I knew I didn't need to. Okay, let's review the past year. This one hasn't changed at all, except for the background. And then, same thing. So these are sweet. Why review the past year? I love it. And I love these little charts, too. This is one of my favorite things. I don't know why I do these, why I like these so much, but it works for my brain. Okay, so, and I'm not going to go through and do my whole planning thing, my whole review of this year with you on this video, I don't think, but I might go through and do some of them. So let's see, production, what worked in 2022, I guess it would have been, because this is going into 2023. Following my inspiration, resting when I need to rest, trusting in divine timing. It's good to know that worked back then, and it's still working for me now. Staffing, posting on Indeed, doing trial days with people. Kat got some podcasts, but I didn't follow up or have enough money to pay her. Not so good. What didn't work, not doing a thorough interview process, wanting people to like me or wanting to help them. So I mean, clearly this was not a huge income. Well, I don't know, whatever it was. Yeah, it's rough, but it's just fun to look at and interesting, and it's a good way for me to review things when sometimes, in my ideal world, I am keeping up on reviewing these things all the time, and the reality is I don't. I struggle with routine. I love routine for 3 weeks, and then I like to change it up. Is that a routine? A routine of changing my routine? What were my best-selling products or services? Private clients, VIP intensives, be yourself in video, one-take video secrets, 3 newbie video editing mistakes. Yeah, clearly private clients were where it was at. Pickleball, also Smart from the Smart Pickleball, fireside chats, affiliate promos. Love's Guide to Discovery Calls, practice your spiritual practice. How much did your audience grow in the last year? 755, that's cute. And it was 186. That's pretty good. Now I have 2,000 and some on my entrepreneur list, plus 4,000 and some on my pickleball list. And I've just crossed 100 subscribers on YouTube, which is actually progress for me for right now. Because it's growing exponentially. What insights did you get from your numbers? What do you want to do differently now? I'm making progress in my biz, but not quite as much as I'd like. So it goes sometimes, Let's review the last year. I kind of like these. I like having more space to write the paragraphs. Best day in biz, worst day in biz, how many holidays you took, new offerings you released, most fun, best customer, worst customer, best courses, biggest revenue in a day. Those are fun to celebrate. What's the most challenging part of business finances currently? Being broke, not consistent income. What could be done to solve it? Sell packages. How much do you currently have in business savings? Nothing. How much do you want in business savings by the end of the year? 150,000. It kind of creeps me out. I know it's not business savings, but it kind of creeps me out. It creeps me out that these numbers are, I don't know why it creeps me out. I guess it creeps me out because it wasn't through my business, but it happened anyway. And I guess it makes me feel sad that it was my dad dying that made it happen, but also it's weird that it did happen and that was those numbers. But it's not weird because this is why I love these books, because it often happens that way. I just didn't realize that I had set that goal till now. What income streams do you want to create in your business this year? Get sold programs, Queer Pickleball Coaching Summit, didn't do that. Better autoresponder series, did do that. Weekly autoresponder, did do some of that. Calculate your company's net worth. That's the same. Your handy dandy tax planner. Make a list of what ways you can improve your finances. Use profit first again. Sell more packages. Get more referrals. Support check-in. Do you have a mentor? Have you outgrown your mentor? Do you have a mastermind? If you have children, do you have enough support with childcare? Do you have an accountability partner? What do you need to thrive as a CEO over the next year? Delegate more tedious stuff, determine idea and plan, and let someone else execute. My wonderful team, Amy and April, and also Tasya, have been supporting me with these things so well this year. That's a fun celebration. Brainstorm ways you can create or find a mastermind or mentor. I thought about going to Dubai for a, I haven't really done much in the way of a mastermind. Same books, I think, just colored. Your Glorious Life. Get organized goals. It's time to get organized. Customers. See, this is when I like that It gets into the nitty-gritty details. Legalities. They added some legality questions. Does anyone else know where your plan is besides you? Oh no, they took away the legality questions. What'd they take away? Do you have all the business registrations? Do you have the insurance you need? Do you need to change your structure? Do you need an exit strategy? Do you have a written plan? So the question of does anyone else know where the plan is, they took out. Customers. Do you have a system to ensure all customers? Contact details and purchases. I just been realizing, do you think that they created a Leonie font and so it's their handwriting and so now they can just reuse that? Or do you think that Leonie actually went through and rewrote all of these? How much money do you want your business? Okay, I have to say, now that I'm almost 100 pages into this, I kind of feel like, what was the point? Like, what was the point of redoing it this way? It's not that much better. It's just different colors. And, like, there's not new concepts in here. I think that's what I was hoping for or excited about. I mean, it is very comprehensive, so I can understand why it might be hard to come up with new concepts. But also, yeah, it's like, it's basically the same. It's just color and formatting that got changed. How much money do you want your business to donate? To what causes do you want to donate? To what causes do you want to donate to? That didn't get fixed. Do you want to donate, the typo, I mean, starts with 2 and ends with 2. Do you want to donate your services or time this year and to where? What ways can your business reduce its environmental impact? Change the world? Again, colored. My goals that are so big and daring. I also like these. And it's interesting. I imagine that you can hopefully have celebrated and have stepped into some of these things that seem so big and impossible in your past. And it's like, okay, this is the platform that you're starting from now. Like, given where you are now, what feels so big and daring that you're not even sure that it's possible? Maybe it has to do with business growth, but it might not. It might be like with, you don't even believe it's possible to keep your business at this same level and have so much more free time, right? That's where I'm excellent at helping people come up with different strategies and solutions to address their needs that most people don't see. I do like the graphics a little bit more, but I mean, it's $10. I know it's not so much the money, but it's the letdown that I thought it was getting, like it was really going to be categorically different somehow, but it's not. Search through magazines, and I guess like when they were doing a new one every year, then I think I was like not expecting substantial changes from one year to the next, because it's like, oh, they just need to do one anyhow because it's a new year. But now when they already have an evergreen version, if they're going to choose to come out with a annual version that's attached to a year, I feel like there should be a better reason for it than just adding more color. Although it is Leonie Dawson, and adding color might be reason enough just to do it. I mean, these are a little, I guess, easier to read. They're thicker font anyway. Mini portable dream board. I love this one too. What to do when everything sucks. So like a personal list for yourself of like what, when you're in a bad mood, what can you do to help shift it or whatever. That's a nice one. A goal without a plan is just a wish. How to make those beautiful goals of yours come true. They got rid of the goal without a plan is just a wish. How my company turns our goals into action. Setting your goal is just the first step in birthing your dreams. I don't know if it's worth a whole new year's worth. Like, I wish this would be like, oh, they're like, oh yeah, this. And then next year they're like, oh wait, we could also add this. And then in 4 years they're like, okay, let's do our new version. But it's not really my business, I suppose. I mean, it's literally not my business. It's literally their business. Making micro tasks can sometimes really spur them into action. Just like check those things off. I don't know if that's true for me or not. Magic momentum map. I'd like to have it completed. What daily habits? Circle what would help you get there. How will you celebrate when you get there? Sometimes I like asking myself that. Project tracker. I like the graphics, like coloring something. So here they actually put in a list. I guess this is the most updated section we've gotten to. And then these are repeats. Oh, there's a goal without a plan is just a wish. So they changed the order of that. Don't focus on what I'm up against. Focus on my goals and try to ignore the rest. Oh, I don't focus on what I'm up against. Monthly check-ins. Oh, I like this one too. Some years I've really done well with this and other years I haven't. So at the beginning of every year, or beginning/end of each month, going through, whoa, this is again a lot of color for me. I don't know why I'm so sensitive. I'm not usually this sensitive, but like it's almost making me nauseous today. It's very weird. Moneymaker plan for January. How much money do you want to make this month? Income goal for this month. What daily habits would help? How will you celebrate? What do you need to get there? Brainstorm how you could create it. I like the old version better. But then at the end of the month, I like the new version of this page better because it used to be more like this, I think, too. So at the end of every month, then you can reflect on, well, what did happen and what would you like to do differently? So I think I got to do this. I'm going to try and do this year and go through those more. So let's see. Those are basically the same for every month. So I don't think we have to go through all of those. Used by over 450,000 now, by over 500,000 people. I just love how successful and how much impact Leonie has had doing their business their own way. I think it's awesome. And I think these are so supportive. And I know it was something that Leonie was doing just for themselves until one of their clients was like, I want to know what, like, can you share with me your approach? And then that's how these were created. So I love them. I hope that you enjoy them. And let me know if you have any questions. I don't know if you can still buy the evergreen version of them or not. I didn't see that this year, but I definitely like the evergreen version better overall still. That's what I'll be duplicating and filling out this year for myself. Let me know what you'll do for yourself. And if you enjoyed my video, post a comment below. You could subscribe, or what am I supposed to say? Like, subscribe, comment. Oh, and hit the bell. Did you know about hitting the bell? I didn't really know. It's kind of a fun animation process that happens. But if you hit the bell, and then you can pick to get notified of like every single video I create, or most of them, or none of them, or whatever feels right in your heart. Okay, I guess that's all for now. Thanks for sticking around. And I would love, the other thing I would love, if you want to comment below or shoot me an email, wendy@wendygarrido.com, I would love to hear what growth edges you are running up against. Like, I know that so many of my peeps get feel trapped in their successful business. And to me, that's even more heartbreaking in a certain way than being trapped in a business that you hate. Because at least when you're trapped in a business that you hate, there's still like hope for something different. But when you're like feeling trapped in this dream business that you were supposed to love, it can be hard to know, like, well, how do I make this better? Or is there another direction to go in? But I promise you there is. I would love to help you figure out what could be better for you and kind of just untangle. Like, that's what I do with people so much, is help them like untangle this ball of feelings that they have, which are either stress or anxiety or depression or just not feeling very good about their business or feeling overwhelmed or fatiguey and brain foggy, and just being like, okay, So how's this going? And like, okay, let's take this out. How's it going with the kids? Okay. How's it going with your team? Okay. How's it going with your partner? Okay. How's it going? Like, what do you want to be doing every morning when you wake up? How would you like to be spending your days? What's stopping you from doing that? How can we come up with solutions that would make it easier for you to do that? Like, those are just a smattering of the questions that I ask over and over and over. And for someone who doesn't like repetitive tasks, I can really ask those questions over and over, and I love it because the answers are always different. So, okay, that's all for me for now. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye.